with all this talk about streaming, all right,
Mhm.
the question comes into play. Actors have always made a large amount of money
Oh
off of
yeah.
royalties. You know what I mean? Like, if their movies do
Well,
well, how do they become more rich and famous?
yeah.
That's the part. And the business model has always worked to say, if the movie makes a lot of money, we get to pay you a lot more money afterward, right? Because you're
Yeah.
the star of the movie, right? So with streaming, where you pay, and even if the show is a really big success, it's not necessarily that specific show is not bringing in more money necessarily to the company. It might get more people to subscribe monthly to the service, right?
Mhm.
But then they're just locked in until they decide to cancel. So the question of success and equaling payment on streaming platforms with a subscription model has come into question on how do the stars get paid to compete with the money lost from the old model failing, right?
Yeah.
So I want to just break this down real quick. Why are streamers changing the pay structure? At the beginning of the streaming era, stars were paid a lot of money up front. The thinking was that since they would get no box office reward for being in one of these movies, they should be paid out now. Okay, that's a
Mhm.
logical thought, right?
Makes sense.
However, that wasn't always working. Well, a lot of streaming movies didn't become hits, correct? So they weren't
Mhm.
very popular, even though they had a star. Kevin Hart is in a lot of those, right? And yet, stars were paid still. Were still paid.
Mhm.
According to a Bloomberg report, Apple has already met with high ranking talent reps to propose a new way to pay actors in these roles in order to level the playing field. So basically, you rewarded based on the success, not based on we're just going to give you a bunch of money, even if whether the movie flops or not, or the show flops or not. Okay.
Mhm.
So, what's the new proposal? All right. The details of leaked Apple's deal is that talents will receive performance-based bonuses determined by a
Which is
point system,
kind of what I just said.
kind of. A point system. The points awarded will be based on three factors.
Uh,
New subscriber acquisitions, all right?
okay.
So if this show or this film, which you can do that through link tracking, right? Um, this specific show brings in new subscribers to a specific streamer, like new
Mhm.
monthly subscribers, then that's a point in some capacity. All right.
Yeah.
The other 2 points. Oh, goodness. What is that? The other 2 points total watch time, clum,
The
the cu-
cumulative,
cumulative, the cumulative.
cumulative.
Cumulative amount of time viewers spent watching the show. All right. And then cost efficiency, the show's production cost relative to the size of its audience. All right. So the talent involved in the top 3 highest scoring shows will be eligible to share a bonus pool of up to like 10.5
Mhm.
million per season. Okay. So that's like an example. So basically, instead of going on the old model, which is royalties based on success at the theater, the box
Mhm.
office, and a reward, we're moving to a point system
Yeah.
that combines of did it bring in new subscribers?
Mhm.
What is the what's the total watch hours and the cost efficiency? So the show's production cost relative to the size of the audience. So did it get a lot of exposure compared to how big was the
Yeah.
production and marketing for this thing? So that's how they're gonna. And it's I guess it's an equation. It's an equation of those three things that comes out to an amount of how much these stars earn. But
I
we
mean,
will see.
yeah, it makes sense because they have to, with us kind of stepping away from theaters a little bit and being more on streaming services, they have to figure out something for these creators, or they're not going to, like Netflix, where you're saying that they're dabbling in, like, people sell their stuff to Netflix, and if they want the best, the newest and best content to come to them, to be on their platform, like, let's say there's a documentary for, something that's hot right now. If Netflix wants that, they have to have an incentive for the creator to sell it to Netflix.
Correct.
And not to this platform. So
Right. And this is kind of Apple's thing. This is going to shift. If the point system works, maybe other streamers will adopt it. But it does seem to be the beginning stages of solving the problem of saying we can't predict the future. We don't know if this is going to be a big success in the streaming world. And if it's not, we can't be wasting money on giving these stars so much money up front on our best guess that this is going to be a success in the streaming world. Because if it is not a success in the streaming world, it doesn't bring any more new money, right? And it might not even be that popular to warrant the budget that it had.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a pool where you flush money down into it. And so in order to stop that, it's to say, let's make a more modest, fair salary for actors. And then we're going to have a point system based on streaming popularity of the after bonuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.